So yesterday I had the honor of reading the same comment about 50 times in a row. It was, "Hey Cherry, did you hear about the Fusion tournament? Hey Cherry, you didn't cover the Fusion tournament. Hey dumbass, I don't know if you knew this, but..." there's just a lot of comments about the Fusion tournament. And I'm really glad you guys left about 50 different comments about it, because the first 49 just didn't get through to me. So the 50th one really sunk in. So I really got to thank you guys for that. Nah, but seriously though, I actually really like that I kind of count on everyone to tell me when I miss something, just so on the off chance I do miss it, then I don't miss it. So, Fusion tournament, what happened yesterday was I record my videos about 24 hours ahead of time, so Johnny Boy came out with the announcement not even an hour after I rendered the video, but literally like the second it finished rendering, it hit 100%, and then I got a pop up on my phone, $50,000 tournament. I was like, oh crap. I thought, I'd just make another video about it. I'm not going to edit it into the Rocket League news, mostly because I didn't feel like re-rendering it. Sometimes I do, but sometimes I don't. So one thing I wanted to do is go over basically where you could go to watch it, because some people just have no clue where I get all this information from. If you want to know where it's going to be streamed and stuff, go to the page on Wikipedia. Literally, you can just type in Fusion Tournament Wikipedia. Then right here, it shows you all the links to like socials and stuff. You go to the Twitch one, and then you can see where it's going to be streamed. Johnny Boy stream. There you go. So that's where it's going to be streamed. And that's how I figure all this stuff out. In case I ever don't mention where you could go to watch it. So it's going to be on Johnny Boy stream for anyone who is wondering. But yeah, let's go over the tournament now. And remember, as always, if you guys do enjoy the content, hit subscribe, because I will be covering basically all the Rocket League tournaments coming up, all the majors and minors. And we're almost at 10k subs, which is awesome. So thank you guys so much for that. So what is it? It's a North American European closed qualifier tournament, meaning you come up with your team and you message Johnny Boy on his Twitter, and then he accepts you. So is it North America and Europe? Yes, but with a little bit of a catch. South America can participate on North American servers, while Middle East can participate on European servers. So basically, what does this mean with Middle East and SAM? So that means the teams that you saw in the South American Spring Series might be able to join the qualifiers just with a bit higher ping, probably going to be in the hundreds. And then the Middle East as well, we're talking about like SRG, Sandrat Gaming, some really good players, and I'm actually really excited to see them play in this tournament. It's going to make EU a lot more entertaining to watch, because we have this new really good team, as long as they are the same team still, which I think they are. But so if you guys are a top 100 player and you're looking to join this tournament, signups close at that time on Sunday the 17th of May. Now I want to get into the format, because the format is really fucking cool, and I think it's so different than anything that I've really seen before. It gives me a lot of Gold Rush vibes. Remember how Gold Rush, it was like 3v3, 2v2, 1v1? Well, it's basically that, but a best of 5 with just all the different game modes kind of thrown into each other. So let's go over this. Game 1 is a 3v3. So let's take G2 and Cloud9, for example. You have Squishy, Gimmick, and Torment versus JNaps, Rizzo, and Chicago. Then for Game 2, they say, alright, let's take Torment and Gimmick and put them up against whoever G2 picks, JNaps and I think Rizzo. I don't know who's the best two players on either team, but that's basically how it would work. And then it would be like, okay, well, who's the best ones players? And that's Game 3. And then whoever's down a game, they get to pick Game 4 game mode, and then the other team gets to pick Game 5's game mode. So really cool. I really like this format, because you can pick the game mode that your team you think has an advantage in, which is so cool. And it's not just going to be 3v3, which I'm not saying it's a boring, but it just keeps it fresh. I think it's awesome. A really cool spin-off on Rocket League. I don't know, am I the only one, but when I first read Fusion Tournament, I thought of like Goten and Trunks doing the Fusion Ha thing from Dragon Ball Z. Is it just me? Anyone else? I want to make sure I'm not the only idiot here. Fusion Ha! So the qualifiers are going to be May 21st and May 22nd for Europe, and then the same day for North America, just going to be a little bit later, just at a different time. And then the actual final tournament will be May 25th through May 31st, and then June 1st through June 7th for Europe. And remember, SAM is going to be the same as North America technically, and then Middle East will be the same as Europe technically. Same times, same regions, everything. So, Middle East and SAM will play in like 100 ping probably, whatever Sandrat Gaming played on at the European Invitational, but it won't be too terrible. So the series also uses a point system. So the main events will each contain a 3v3 bracket and a 2v2 and a 1v1 bracket. All qualified teams participate in all 3 brackets for their region. The bracket will be single elimination. Every series will be best of 7. This is the main events, by the way, not just the qualifiers. The qualifiers, I'm pretty sure, all best of 5. Teams may field any combination of players from our lineup for each game. Teams will be awarded points based on their final standings. So these points will determine the overall tournament standings. And then obviously you can see first, second, third, fourth place, how many points you get. One thing that I don't like about this though is I wish there'd be like a final best of 5 kind of tiebreaker or best of 7 tiebreaker. It just says that if 2 teams tie, then nothing happens. They split the money evenly, no tiebreakers, which I don't like at all. I'm not a fan of teams who tie. That's why I like sports like baseball. You know, you just keep going till you win. That's why I like overtime in Rocket League. You know, you just keep going till you win. Somebody wins. Imagine if there were 2 world champions because they went to overtime, so it just kind of is a win for both of them. You know, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I'd rather just do just that one last best of 5, best of 7, whatever you want to make it. Figure out who the winner is, and then bada boom, bada bing, we're good. So the way I understand it, there's going to be a 1v1, a 2v2, and a 3v3 bracket. So once it gets to, so the qualifiers, you kind of mix in 1s, 2s, and 3s. But once it gets to the tournament format, there's going to be a bracket for each game mode. Okay, so 3 different brackets, and then you get points in all the brackets. See, and then you can see right down here, for each bracket it says. So confirm, each bracket, there's going to be a different bracket for each game mode. So then you get money for first place in your bracket. But then depending on how many points you have at the end of the tournament, that's your overall standings, you get money for that. So I hope I explained that well. I hope that makes sense to some people. It took me a little bit to like get it through my head, but now that I do, it makes sense. So 3 different brackets. Winner of each bracket gets 1,500. Winner of the whole thing with the most points, 4,500. And yeah, that is basically Johnny Boy's FusionRL.com tournament. And now, not every single team has signed up yet, and we don't have all the teams, but I could go through Johnny Boy's Twitter real quick and just show you guys who some of the teams are. So Dapper, Sathu, and Shock. So Sonics, obviously, they accepted for the qualifiers. We have Magic Bear, Jordan, Percy. Obviously, we have Charlotte Phoenix, Karma, Shadow, Wonder Mike. 72-pin connector, Jacob, Lion Blaze, and Demo. Archie, Calyx, and Joris. So Clappers. Are they still going by the Clappers? I'm not a fan of that name. I think they should change it. Let's hear. Ahmad, Senzo, and ONX. Am I dumb? Am I supposed to know who ONX is? Oh, that's O Khalid. Okay, I don't follow him on Twitter. Or O Khalid. Okay, I was like, who is this guy? Why is he called at ONXZ? Or why does he look like an Xbox Live gamer tag from 2000? That's weird. All right, we got Solari. We have Space Station Gaming. So obviously, I'm assuming G2 and the Cloud9 boys, Vitality, Dig are all gonna come later on. Just wanted to kind of show you guys who is there right now. So basically, like I said, if anybody is, like I said, if you're a top 100 player and you think you're really good, you can ask Johnny Boy for an invite to the qualifiers. I always wonder that. I wonder who watches me and is actually like a top 100 player or is really just like a god tier player. That'd be really cool if there's like the best player in the world is just low key sitting in my chat or my comment section. That would be something. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, don't make fun of the fact that I actually follow nobody on Twitter. I follow like 4 people. Because my Twitter game is pretty weak. I should probably follow more people. But speaking of Twitter, I'm going to use this as a chance to plug my account. If you guys like esports stuff, follow me on Twitter. I'm the guy with the Super Saiyan 3 logo up here. We're almost at 300 followers, boys. I'm actually following 73 people. That's a little bit more than the original 4 that I let you guys in on. But yeah, there's probably a good 100 more people that I need to follow. But so yeah, Fusion Rocket League tournament. Going to be pretty cool. I know that there is another tournament this weekend for WSOE. I'll probably cover that as well. So go over the qualifiers, go over the major. I think Fusion tournament comes after WSOE. WSOE is going to happen first. So pretty cool stuff. But yep, I wanted to cover that because I didn't get to cover it in yesterday's video. And this is a big tournament. I thought it maybe deserved its own video. because, you know, I'll probably be doing a lot of content when it comes to the Fusion Tournament, WSOE, stuff like that. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Fusion